The Lord said until he destroy you, man. We destroyed in this nation, man. We destroyed all over the world, man, because we didn't keep the contract. We didn't keep the contract, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar.
He said the Lord will bring a nation against you thus far. What's going on right now today, man? We poor as hell, man. We poor, man. We don't have no sorrow. We don't have nothing, man.
Right.
We don't have a nation. We don't have no banks. We don't have our own stores. We got to go to the pressure to get some damn tomatoes, man.
Right.
Come on, man. Let's go.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Hold on. What language do you speak right now, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man? What language do you speak? You speak Spanish? You speak English? But you speak another man's language, man. Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance.
The Lord said a nation of fierce countenance, man. You got brothers dying in the street from police violence almost every day, man. Every day. Go ahead.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
He said, shall not show favoritism to the old nor the young, man. You see, we dying by the thousands every day, man. It's getting out of hand, man. All we have to do is keep the contract. Like I said, all we have to do is follow the laws and statutes and commandments.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Kagawa, share my page.
Like I said, man, we got to keep these laws and statutes and commandments, man, to get us out of this hell we in, man. We in a hellhole, man. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 32.
Kagawa, you never got
we
the
in
code.
a hellhole, man.
You never got the code?
This is not a place of living, man. You think you in a comfortable state of mind, man?
Just share them on both.
Look at us, man. Look at us, man. We follow after every other God but ours, man. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
L'école ça est établie depuis l'année 1969. Nous en bas l'ordre commandant général YAHANNA. Et ça nous fait dans l'école ça, c'est enseigner vraie identité peuple Israël. Je dis, en plus le monde pense que blanc qui en Israël, c'est vrai peuple Israël. Mais on l'a regardé dans la Bible, on voit que prophétie biblique yo pas correspondre ensemble avec peuple ça qui en Israël, je veux dire. Peuple ça qui en Israël, je veux dire, c'est même peuple ça qui débarquait en Haïti en 1492, qui mettait nous en esclavage. C'est même peuple ça qui était allé dans l'Afrique de l'Ouest côté peuple Israël là était établi. OK? C'est même peuple ça qui venait aux États-Unis qui massacrait les indigènes. Peuple ça qui venu en Israël, c'est même peuple ça qui était en Europe qui mettait royauté en esclavage. Vous comprenez? Alors, I.S.U.P.K là pour bailler vérité sur la Bible, pour bailler vérité sur l'histoire. Nous pas africains, nous c'est vrai peuple mondial, vrai peuple choisi. Et ça on regarder derrière là, c'est ça que nous les Hebrew Academy, Académie hébreu. Académie hébreu, comme le général YAHANNA décidé qu'il est qui ont génération. Que lui qui vont pour aller dans l'académie hébreu. Moi-même, c'est génération 2018, tant que vous avez dans jacket là. Les jeunes garçons, ça il a fait partie de la génération 2025 là. Et dans Éphésiens chapitre 6, il dit que nous pas boumer ensemble avec sang, ensemble avec eau. Pour qui ça? Parce que nous n'avons une guerre spirituelle. Et bien, dans I.S.U.P.K, l'on vient là. Non seulement nous entraîner, au cas où les générations ça nous entraîner physiquement, nous entraîner, nous faire ça nous les YAHUAH dans les mains de guerre, nous entraîner avec ça, ça, mais nous bagage ça pas important comparé ensemble avec vraie guerre. Vraie guerre c'est une guerre spirituelle que lui, une guerre contre lumière ensemble avec fait noir, on guerre contre vérité, en vérité avec menti, on guerre entre mal ensemble avec bien. Et dans I.S.U.P.K, nous décidons dans qui camp que nous sommes. nous décider d'obéir loi avec commandement Seigneur. Et c'est peut-être ça nous armer nous ensemble avec loi. C'est peut-être ça nous armer nous ensemble avec coutume. Et c'est ça que l'Académie hébreu. C'est pour nous toutes là apprendre, pour nous remettre frères nous, même si nous remettre tête nous. Pour nous
You see people blowing on them vape pens. You understand? All up and down this boulevard. We come up here for a reason, because our people are drunken, walking up and down this place. And I'm not just talking about physically.
Everybody's God is surrounded by their culture and their heritage and their way of life. So you need to come back and try to find out what that is, man, because that's what makes you strong. The Christian church, they don't have what's necessary to fix Black and Hispanic people.
Drink your water warm because to warm you up.
Ice.
Bro, fuck ice. Oh, fuck you, right? That's right.
Did Hispanics cross the border, or did the border cross Hispanic?
It's like a real medicine.
The second one is like all the answers. We're on stolen land anyway.
Okay, so how can somebody be illegal on stolen land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how America is.
Okay, so should Europeans go back to Europe?
No? I mean, I don't know.
You know what's going on right now with the current climate with ICE. Do you think it's fair that they're running into people's homes and going to schools?
No, it's awful.
Yeah.
I can't believe that a land that was built on immigrants is trying to then support immigrants.
Right.
A land that the Statue of Liberty says come all broken and those who need a shelter to this free land. No, I think it's awful.
And so, like you said, this land is built off of immigrants.
Yeah.
Are you a Donald Trump supporter?
If I was for violence, I would put the bullet in that man's head.
Right.
I am not, but if I was, I can't believe that 51% of Americans voted for that man. I cried. I had a whole day of mourning when they announced that he won the election.
So you definitely are somebody that disdains Donald Trump's policies
So hard.
and the way he's going, how hard he's going on the Mexicans.
Everything. Oh, and the Mexicans.
Yeah.
And DEI initiatives.
Right.
And anything that makes people unique and individuals and worth living. Yeah.
Did you know that DEI, the number one group that benefits from DEI is actually white women?
Of course it is.
The problem is you forgot who God's chosen people were, and you forgot who is the leadership on this earth. Black and brown people, we are one. We are not separate.
You think it's wrong for Donald Trump to kick out Mexicans?
It seems like what's happening right now is based on a lot of like racial biases and unfair assumptions. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of where things are moving politically in the country, but it seems it's good to see the acts of protest and people speaking up against what they believe in. Speaking for what they believe in.
So you think it's wrong?
Largely what he's doing, yeah, I think so.
All right. Do you think that the Native Indians should have kicked out Christopher Columbus?
I'm pretty against like any group coming in and taking over land. I think what happens historically is really horrible. So I'd rather not express any like support for like the takeover of any group. I don't think that was right to do. We're here now, but yeah, I understand that.
Do you believe that Arizona and Texas is Mexico, or is that United States?
That's a good question. Historically, being a part of the Mexican country, I think we carry a lot of their culture. But as of right now, I consider it part of the United States. I think.
Did the Hispanics cross the border, or did the border cross the Hispanics?
Honestly, I'd say the border. But for the interview, I'm going to say the Hispanics. Also real shit.
Okay, so How can somebody be legal on stolen land?
I mean, the way the government works, they kind of own it. So like you can't argue the ownership. They stole it. That's on them. You can't really fight it. I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Should the Europeans go back to Europe?
I think we free out here. If they want to be out here, they can be out here. If not, you know what I'm saying?
So
The border, they got us away. What the fuck?
yeah, right. How you feel about ICE?
Fuck them. Fuck them. That's how I feel. Fuck them.
Okay, so should Europeans go back to Europe?
They can go wherever the fuck they want.
I feel like everybody should be wherever the fuck they want to be. There's no one holding them back. Go ahead and reach your dreams. On my shoulders, your shoulders.
Okay, who does this land belong to?
All of us, the fucking people.
Native American, indigenous people were here first. So,
Like, we can all be one. Come on now.
But this ain't dead ass.
No, 'cause like, are we dead ass right now? Human
talk.
rights. What is there to disagree?
Should black and brown people, since we've been in slavery for the last 400 or 500 years, should we come together because we have a common enemy?
we all should come together as one, because without anyone, we're nothing. We're with a community, and that's all that matters. So unite, rally up.
Finish this sentence. I drink my horchata warm because
ICE is running into schools. They're grabbing people from their home.
Is contaminated. So the other day, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and then there's a live, and I see the host. He got a Mexican flag. I see an icon of some character with blonde hair, and that character image that I see has a voice, and that voice obviously is of a white man. Tells the Mexican that black and brown people, black and Hispanic, brains are small, and that's why our communities are destroyed. That we don't have the intellectual capability of doing anything. So, you know, this is to white America and whiteness everywhere, because I'm testing your caucasity today. If y'all guys are so sure of your intellect, explain to me then how you allowed the food to get contaminated, how air is polluted, the ozone layer is destroyed, greenhouse gases is out of control, water that we're drinking is contaminated. Outside of the planet, there's so much trash, it's ridiculous. They have a website that monitors all the trash that circulates around the globe. The whole planet is in chaos. Airline pilots, helicopter pilots, plane pilots, flown by white people, can't even keep the planes up there. And on an atomic level, those things are out of course. And speaking of out of course, even time itself is out of course. Genders are twisted up. Wars and proxy wars under your watch. Corporate greed is at an all-time high. And of course, prices of eggs. Need I say more? Oh, did I forget? Even under your watch, animals have gone extinct. You're so intellectually smart, or whatever you want to call it, a genius, that even in your own political arenas, you can't even decide to work together. Again, I have to question how smart you are, because let me tell you something. If you was actually that smart, with all that brain power, with all that level of high IQ and geniuses, why there's no peace on earth? But hey, if you don't like what I said, you put down in the comment. And also, if you don't like what I said, just hit that follow button. So that way, when I do say something, you can quickly respond. To all my brothers and sisters, blacks, Latinos, and indigenous, you should also follow. You should also follow, because these things that I do here, not just me, but the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge, under Commanding General YAHANNA, the things that we bring out on social media for your benefit. Now you need to wake up.
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Israel, I.S.U.P.K.com is the website. I'm Commanding General YAHANNA. I got the helm tonight, Monday night. We getting it in. I got the heavy hitters in the building with me. Give it up for General Muhammad in the building. Man, you don't want to take a day off. Day off. Give it up for General Muhammad, y'all. Give it up for General Micah I.O.C.K in the building with us on mission.
Yeah, yeah.
Rocking it out, man. Can you bring him up? There you go. There you go. God damn, you look good, nigga.
Both sides right. The dietary laws.
We can fall down. General Hazayan in the building with us as well, man. You know what I mean? Doing it up. And of course, without a doubt, Officer Morale, Officer Yedaya. I hope y'all got the camera up for y'all. Officer up in the building with us, man. We getting ready to get it in. So much is going on. Not only is so much going on, but so much is going on that we said would go on. Am I wrong?
Awesome.
So much that we said would happen is actually happening, coming to pass as we speak. And it is, you know, amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing now that everybody gets to see what we've been saying for years about the Edomite race, that they never cared about you. And now that they're ready to now, you know, put robots and drones everywhere and don't need to believe they don't need you for labor, they ready to take the gloves off and be who they really, really are. And the stuff they doing, man, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If this ain't by the playbook of Nazi Germany, I don't know what is. And I thank the Most High that the record show forth that we prophesied these things long before they came to pass. We educated this nation long before any of this came to pass. We walked this walk. Young, mighty prophets came into this work and really got down. You know what I mean? Mayak, how old was you when you came in the truth rolling?
About 21.
21. God damn it. Muhammad?
I don't know. I don't even know. Sound right though. 21 sound right for me.
Sound about right.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
You're about the closest same age.
Yeah.
21-year-old young bucks carried this torch. Still carrying the torch. They still look young. Mayak still look good. I'm the only one over here rotting on the chair. Hell, they just gonna pour some salt over me after a while. I'm gonna just be a rock sitting up here in this damn chair. You understand? And got down and pushed the truth and said what is right. And let me tell you something, Mark. I don't know about anybody else, but I watched Christians and Muslims and others and so-called Jews and them for so many years talk garbage about the scriptures in all manner of ways. And I just stay elated at the idea and the thought that the things that the Lord gave us, because we didn't come up with them on our own, the things that the Lord gave us have come to pass and are coming to pass every day. And we live in it and we right on the cutting edge and we know exactly what we're doing. And these young brothers is not lost. Are you lost at all? You die on the future and what's getting ready to happen in the world we living in right now? These brothers they not lost on this. They wide awake. While you confused and worried and concerned and all of this, they know exactly what's going to happen. The thing is, you didn't want to hear it back then. You didn't want to hear it back then. You thought the Bible was confusing because it was so much fearful things in the Bible. I remember for years, y'all know this, for years, preachers would not even open the book of Revelation, right or wrong. You went and hit them with the revelations on the street, they get blown out the water. Still get blown out the water. Still don't touch it. Even to this day, prophets of the Lord faced it straight on down the line and learned the knowledge the Lord had for us. And now, we know what's going on. And you're going to get good leadership. Like the scripture said, thy leaders shall not be removed in a corner anymore. You're going to get good leadership now. You're going to get real wise men.
If I can, General.
Man, to carry the torch. I'm sorry, General. Go ahead.
If you don't mind. And listen, knowing the truth, General, from all your teachings and your standing so strong for so long and bringing us up right, knowing the truth is good for your health. You know what I'm saying? Like, I realize that understanding what's happening actually relieves you from that demon of stress and anxiety, trying to figure out life and I don't have any hope. Knowing and understanding evil Donald Trump and his Nazi agenda and all the racism and all the murder, understanding it is the key to good health. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be out here struggling and going mentally crazy and turning to drugs or just wanting to put a gun in your mouth. It's actually good for your health to understand what the I.S.U.P.K. been trying to put in your dumb heads for since 1969. Salaki.
I ain't even never look at it on that angle. Even doctors tell you to lower your cortisol in your body, lower your stress hormones, right? So that you don't ride with that cortisol so long, it damages the organs. So I have heard that from medical doctors. So I know what you're saying is 100% correct. You know what I mean? That's the first thing they tell black men when you go in the doctor. The minute they diagnose you with hypertension, the first thing they tell you is you got to lower your stress. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to, you know, like that high blood pressure. You got to fight that by lowering the cortisol, lowering your strength. You know what I'm saying? And of course, they got all kinds of drugs to try to help you do that. But like you saying, that's real heavy what you said. But knowing the truth, it relieves you of a whole lot of that stress. Imagine so many brothers and sisters is up under. I mean, I just come back from the Midwest. Brother, I went through the airport. The airport and the plane was virtually silent. Nobody was talking. White people was in there quiet. Black people was in there quiet. Everybody was in there like, what's going to happen next? Everybody was in there waiting for something to break out and jump off because it's like we on both sides now. We now see each other. Now we see there ain't no friendship. There ain't no niceness. And everybody quiet. You could hear the stewardess, you know, when she goes to the back of the plane, you could hear her in the damn front of the plane because nobody's saying nothing to nobody. In the airport waiting rooms, all of that. Because the stress level is so high that people don't know what's going to happen. And that's the Lord. That's heavy what you're saying, General. That is so true. Which shows you even captivity, get me right, even captivity, General Maya, itself creates a stressful situation on it.
Kind of the one gun. Yeah, I think I've heard studies saying that the reason why black people, Hispanics, reason why we suffer from health ailments the most, a lot of it is because of the oppression and the systemic racism we go through and the day-to-day biases that we got to live through. It creates an atmosphere of stress and anxiety and health issues. So,
you so I got to give it up one more time after that. That don't. Why don't the health gurus bring it all out? Why aren't the health gurus saying to black people that this oppression is what's driving you? One of the main causes is driving you to such bad health. Of course, it's lifestyle, drugs, everything else, but it's also so much damn oppression. Trying to make the catch the bus on time, trying to get to the job on time, trying to do the performance up to par, being threatened with your job every hour. You know what I mean? Your job is in jeopardy. Being they got a term for this. Y'all tell me what the term is. Where they like slide disrespect you on them jobs. Aggressive.
Oh no.
Where they do stuff, but you really can't charge them with it because it's kind of like on the border. But you know
microaggressions.
You know they messing with you, but you really can't say nothing because it ain't solid enough to hit their ass with it. All these jobs is like that, especially if you're a black man.
And after you didn't fought to get up, you don't want to go in, but you fight to get up, you hop in that shower, you get dressed, you pissed off if you ain't got no vehicle, you got to get on the bus with the rest of the monsters and the gremlins, and then you finally get there and now got to deal with this microaggression when you don't even want to be there in the first place.
You shouldn't even be out your bed that time in the morning with snow 12 inches on the ground. Even the animals done went in. The plants done shut down. The whole earth is hibernating for the winter. You got to trudge through the damn snow to go get on this monster's job, like you saying, General. It's totally wrong and it's not what we supposed to go. And blacks and especially Latinos right now. is under terror. They under absolute terror right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they almost in a frenzy. They mind almost snapping. Right now, their mind is damn near on the edge of snapping while even if they legal, even the legal ones, right or wrong, they under so much stress. But boy, oh boy, it went down. And that's why when the Lord come for this nation, brother, you're going to see the earth. You're going to think somebody took the earth and shook it up like them little, what's them things called?
Snow globe.
Snow globe. You're going to think they shook it up like a snow globe. Because he's going to flip this thing upside down, and all 12 tribes better stand up with the Lord. Every last one of them. Now it's not like the scriptures say, let the weak say I'm strong. Whatever you might be fearing, worried about, or concerned about, say to yourself, I'm strong. I'm going to deal with it. Because either way, they coming to try to wipe this nation out. And they're going to do it they're going to do it like a snake. And the Lord going to reveal it to you. They ain't going to do it straight on. They're going to come like a snake do. He creep up on you and you don't realize it until he bites you. He's going to do it in all the industries they got, all the games they playing, all them lies he was saying about criminals. And he's going to put our Latino brothers in Guantanamo Bay. I mean, how evil is that, God? These is brothers that grow vegetables, man. Farm tomatoes. You're going to lock them up in Guantanamo Bay, many of whom legally are in the country. And a couple bad apples, so they say. But shit, the white boys don't get none of that. That's what I want to know. Why the white boys ain't going to Guantanamo Bay? All them Russian criminals in New York. Oh, my God. The whole part of Brooklyn is filled with...
Head Bay.
Right. Little Odessa, right? Bay Ridge.
That's right.
A whole bunch of them out there. Howard Beach.
That's right.
But they've killed black men out there, coming out there just to buy a car and all that. You know what I'm saying? And you could feel the tension out there. I was working on a gig one time, and this Edomite from Poland was a Russian, Russian living in Poland. And, we working, we building, these firehouses and all that. He come to me one day and say, man, this is my last week, man. They're going to ship me out the country, man. Please, man, please let me take you to lunch, man. Help me, man, please. I said, okay. I get in the car with this fool. He takes me to Little Odessa. I said, man, what are we doing over here? I'm looking at him now like, this motherfucker might be trying to knock me off. I'm ready to reach for the hottie hot. This fool right here. He like, no, man, this is my favorite restaurant, man, my people. Man, I walk in that restaurant, man, and it's like a movie. Motherfuckers in there smoking cigars. You understand? They're in their own world, and ain't no black people there. You wouldn't even know black people's in the city, in the areas that they be in. Because they racist from the door, separatists from the door, building their own neighborhood from the door, keeping every nation out from the door, hating everybody else from the door, and now they ain't got to catch nothing. And Trump know about him because he's from Atlantic City. He in the mob world. You can't build no hotel without seeing that. So I know he ain't in there by himself. So what the hell? Like, why are they not catching it? That's why every Israelite should pray hard to the Most High. Provoke the angel, like the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? Provoke that angel. Pray without ceasing. The Most High show us all the steps which he's showing us to step right into their world and to deliver these 12 tribes, like Moses did, like Christ did, and is going to do. Salaki, I went on for a little bit. Salaki, General, you sparked me. You sparked me, General.
Most High Christ.
That was a good health point. All right, I'm off it. What we doing, Hebrews? Where we going? Got General Hazayan in the building. I mentioned him earlier. Big shout out to General Haz.
Well, good, sir. I know you guys will bring this out. We're definitely going to be going into the Super Bowl today.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl. That's coming, everyone. Here it comes. The Super Bowl.
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar, the controversy thereof.
Yes.
In a minute.
Yeah. Because all niggerdom trying to figure out, is it a sign from heaven? Trump done put some pressure on y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to call on the Most High. Kendrick Lamar get on the stage with that. You niggas all over TikTok. Did the Lord do it? Is it a spiritual sign? What is it? Listen, you better listen to the prophets of God. We'll tell you exactly what it is when it comes up, man. This is an exciting time to be in. Slocking.
Yeah, you got it.
Come on,
Come on, sir. Houston cops brutally beat disabled man, tased him multiple times, dragged him across neighbor's yard during traffic stop. Lawsuit alleges. Is there a video you died? Okay.
Where is it at?
A Texas man is taking 6 police officers to court, alleging that they brutally beat him, dragged him, and stunned him with a taser multiple times during a traffic stop as he was returning home from a quick stop at the convenience store with his nephew.
Can I, y'all mind? Please, let me tell you something, Mark. Not totally, but partially, I blame Black Lives Matter for that. Partially. Black Lives Matter are the ones that was pushing defund the police and all this stupid nonsense instead of separating and bringing our families together. They were talking about separating families, breaking up the family structure. You understand? Out in the streets, creating a riot over what the cops was doing, but not with a solution that we could fix. And the minute it was over, the minute Joe Biden got in office, you didn't hear nothing about Black Lives Matter, except for the mansions they bought up there in Hollywood. That's all you heard about Black Lives Matter after that. No networks, but prior to that, I mean, their networks was insane. Their networks was so powerful, they was almost unbreakable, which tell you it was coming in from other areas. And sure enough, now they gone. And meanwhile, setting us up with all this agenda when we could have prepared for Trump back then. We could have prepared. We had 4 years to prepare for Trump and what was getting ready to go down right now. We could have been set ourselves up with networks across this whole country to help ourselves, man. You understand? We could have been ended gang warfare. Could have been ended mass incarceration and drugs coming in there. We could have been ended conflict with our brothers south of the border, our Latino brothers. We could have been opened up the doors to our a connection out that must be made is our connection with our so-called Native Indian brothers, the tribe of Gad. Big shout out to Mao Quad and his whole team. Big shout out to La Raza. Big shout out to what's the name of that team they got in Wisconsin? It goes on all the reservations. The Reds. Big shout out to the Reds and all them brothers, man. That's breaking ground in there and making those connections, man. I had the time of my life when they took me out to Wisconsin. I never ever knew the level of brotherhood that could be brought to bear with Gad and Judah and Benjamin and Ephraim and Issachar and all the tribes rocking out in one body and doing something amazing. So we could have been did this, but we didn't do it. So I partially blame them, not totally, because of course the cops is monsters. I ain't giving them bastards a pass for nothing. But boy, oh boy, I can't stand it when something go down and I go and look at it and I say, well, we was trying to do that 10 years ago. We was trying to show them to do that 5 years ago. It burns me up that it never got done because black leaders, you like wretches, man, in this kingdom, huh? You just like Caiaphas and them Sadducees and Pharisees. You run the blacks and Latino and Native Indians like cattle for your slave master. And boy, the day gonna come when they stop listening to you, and it's gonna be a glorious day. So,
I was gonna just back you up, sir. I won't be surprised if in a year or two we find out that Black Lives Matter was working with the Republicans. Before you know it, that's going to find out. It was a heavy thing that happened during the Super Bowl, sir. That reminds me of what you just said. Before the Super Bowl, right? Drake's record company was suing Kendrick Lamar.
I remember
saying them that he better not perform that song at the Super Bowl that is dissing Drake. Now, as I look at it, I go, Well, ain't that the reason that they even got picked for the damn Super Bowl to do that song?
Yeah.
Why in the hell did they even pick him? So, but I keep hearing on TV, if Drake does that song for the Super Bowl, we're going to sue him for $10 billion gajillion. Before the Super Bowl, it was so much tension, sir. Will he perform the song? He can't perform the song. He's going to get sued if he performs the song. Will Drake perform the song? Tune into the Super Bowl to find out. Lo and behold, Drake performs a goddamn song.
Kendrick Lamar.
Sorry. Kendrick Lamar performed. Kendrick Lamar performed the song like he was going to from the beginning.
Yeah.
We're going to find out that the record company sued Drake because they're. I'm sorry. The record company sued Kendrick Lamar because they're working with Kendrick Lamar.
Damn.
That's the only thing that makes any sense.
Yes.
Because he was definitely going to do it.
Yes.
That is the only reason they even picked him. But what did everybody do? Will he perform it? Tune in. Tune into the Super Bowl. He can't perform it. If he performs it, they'll sue him. What will he do? The hell did you think he was going to do?
Yes.
Perform the fucking damn song.
Yes. That's how he got the job at the Super Bowl. He would have never made the Super Bowl.
All of a sudden, Black Lives Matter pops up. This transgenders block pop up. They beating everybody up. They're fighting for 10. Trump just passed the law banning transgender athletes. How many of them is it? I have it in my phone. Less than 10.
Damn.
That entire 4 years, sir.
Damn.
The bathrooms, the boxing matches, the transgender women. I got it here.
In the schools.
In the schools. There are less than 10 transgender athletes in America. You're going to find out that this transgender thing, we were working with Trump the entire time, just like you're going to find out that the people that were trying to sue Kendrick Lamar were working with Kendrick Lamar to create more buzz for the Super Bowl, to get more people to watch the Super Bowl. But of course, we all sit home thinking that revolution will happen on TV. And it just will not. A nigga not in the truth said that back in the 70s. I know you know. I ain't gonna bring him up. That's not the Bible, but he did say it.
He was right. He said it would not be televised. He was right. You're so right, dog. Go.
So like you die. My apologies.
If I could, General Muhammad, what you said, sir, was heavy because they called me a madman all yesterday.
For what?
You know, I got everything you just said, sir. I said,
well, I'm sure.
And I broke it down like this. I am convinced that politics with Trump, the music industry, the NBA, and the NFL, it's the WWE.
Makes sense.
Scripted, predetermined entertainment.
Makes sense. And there was some newscasters, sir, recently that said that America, I wish I could find this. Or was this in an article in the Wall Street Journal where they said that there's no more borders for rich people anymore. That now there's just the super rich. And there's no such thing as America or Europe or the Ukraine or Russia or any of that, because these white men who have money are in all of these countries. They know China or Russia or America.
They got businesses and all.
They own pieces of all of China and Russia and America, and they just are all together. And so all we as poor people think there's America, there's Russia, but really they're in a league together, much like the NFL. They're all in a league working with each other, but we love the Eagles and we hate the Giants.
Right.
That's right. And it's just and that's just that, but we don't know it.
And that was obvious, General, when Elon Heil Hitler. Up that Heil Hitler and Jewish people wasn't mad.
Right.
They worked together. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know what he's supposed to listen. He's supposed to get wiped. He did way more than anybody else did by putting up that Hitler sign. He's supposed to get wiped. They didn't even breathe on it.
And then went and supported the right wing of Germany. Then was all up in Germany speaking to the Germans, and nothing happens to them. Why? Because they all work together, and that business and that money and that billionaire camaraderie outweighs all that old low-level anti-Semitism crap. You know, Salaki.
So true. So true. You die. What? You die.
Sir?
Please, any way y'all want to go, I'm with you.
How many small ones is? I probably would do one more for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, probably.
Okay, come on.
Jury convicts LA deputy who body slammed black woman, pinned knee on her neck, and pepper sprayed her twice for filming arrest.
Wait a minute, she did all that and she filmed it?
That's why he arrested her. That's why he beat her up, because she was filming an arrest.
Oh, and so he attacked her for filming.
Come on, come.
Boy, oh boy. These animals, man. Go ahead.
Oh, con, sir. A Los Angeles deputy has been found guilty of excessive force for violently body slamming a woman and pepper spraying her after she tried to record a man's arrest in an incident that drew national attention.
Let me tell you, this type of behavior, they think it's going to benefit them, but it's going to benefit us. Like the more they raise the stakes in this kind of thing, the more we're going to have to rely on each other.
Yep.
Which is going to just make us stronger, better in every kind of way. After a while, we're going to get back to the days of needing to carry a bucket of chicken with us so we don't have to stop nowhere. We're going to get back to the days, and only we're going to use the internet this time, where we start putting together all the places that black people can stop, all the hotels that black people can stop in, because you can't just stop everywhere because these clowns are everywhere. They trying to turn back the clock. They don't understand that their white leaders did what they did in the civil rights movement simply because of how powerful we were becoming. And boy, oh boy, it behooves them to wake up and know exactly how to do it. I read an article just the other day that, Esau got all kind of advanced technology, right? Mm-hmm. So he's got a some kind of plane that can go underwater. Y'all heard of it? People be acting like, oh, it's an alien and all that. It's a plane. It just has the ability to go underwater, come out the water, and go in the sky. Do you know the propulsion system to that system was created by an Ephraimite? Like an Ephraimite sat down in the lab, and listen, he sat down and he thought in his mind how this should work, and then built it, and it worked, and he gave it to the U.S. Navy. Now, play with the Most High if you want to, because there'll be one brother that'll build one, and he won't give it to the U.S. Navy because you beating and battering and brutalizing his people. You understand? You're gonna create people that work totally against the empire. And these are the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. I can't express that enough. They have something that everybody else does not have. And that's the spirit of the Lord. And brother, they will do things that you never expected. You understand? Because you can't stop being a monster to the Lord's chosen. And you pay the price. It's exactly this. It reminded me, it's not exactly, but it reminded me of what happened with Moses. Like Moses didn't build nothing, but he certainly came back with more power than all the Egyptians had. You understand? And it cost them so much, like brutalizing the children of Israel cost them their entire kingdom when they didn't have to even touch it. They was already in charge. They was already in power. We was already kissing their behind. We was already working our hands to the nub for them, but that wasn't enough. They had to go on along and kill off our babies, brutalize us, and try to wipe us out. That's when they made their mistake. And this is very much the same as that. And they're gonna call on the Lord, brother, and it's gonna bring something, horrific on these Edomites. Nobody gets away with anything on this earth. Can I just get one quick scripture? Y'all know it.
Yes, sir.
Well known. In Revelations, whatsoever man soweth. But the Revelation one, I don't know if I'm kind of okay. Give me that one. And let me tell you something. This is why Christ said to us, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of the wars. See that you be not troubled. Like, this is such a time to have faith in the Most High. Such a time to believe and know that the Most High exists. That this ain't just talk. This ain't just, Bible feel-good talk. That this is prophets of God telling you that the Lord lives. No matter how much they say, he does not. And it should be obvious because we live in the prophecies that Moses said in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Like, you don't even need a spiritual intervention. Exactly what was said 4,000 years ago is happening right now. All you got to do is pick up 28:15 to 68, right or wrong. It's going to take you right there to everything that we experience. Go ahead, you got it? I might be wrong. Am I wrong?
Might be looking for Revelation 18 and 6.
Drop that one, yeah. The water, General. 18 and 6?
Yes, sir.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you.
See what the Lord said? Reward her even as she rewarded you. She's going to get just what she gives out. Nobody escapes the Most High. We certainly didn't. Lord knows we didn't escape it. Go ahead.
Khan, and double unto her, double according to her works.
Not one portion, but 2 portions of her works. Like, their captivity under the Lord is going to be, I don't know how they're going to survive it. Read.
Khan, sir. In the cup which she had filled to her double.
The cup she filled to her double. That's what happened in Egypt. The cup that she filled for us, the Lord went a step further and just wiped their whole kingdom out. Go ahead.
Verse 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
That's the Lord telling them angels what to give this nation. This nation is going for all her glory, all her power that you see her in right now. The Lord is saying, give her just as much torture. That's prophecy. That's not only is it prophecy, it's justice. It's justice for what she did on the earth. Is that it on that?
A little bit more.
Go ahead.
Khan.
And then give me real quick, if I could, behind this one, get me the Lord is not mocked whatsoever, man. So go ahead, read on.
For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow.
Right. Thinking, Salaki, like a queen think. Nobody will harm me. Nobody will touch me. The Lord going to obliterate these nations on earth. Not just America, but all of them. The entire white empire, the entire Edomite empire is going to be handled by the Lord. Go ahead.
Khan. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7.
Real quick.
Be not deceived.
Don't be deceived by no matter what you see sitting in front of you. Don't be fooled by it at all. Trust in what the Most High gave us and act on it, move on it, stand on it. Don't be fooled. Go ahead.
Khan. God is not mocked.
The Lord ain't going to be played. The Most High ain't no sucker. Just like you don't like to be disrespected, he don't like to be disrespected. Just like you want your word to be held up and stood upon, he want his word to be stood up and held upon. He ain't going to say nothing and then let you mock him in what he say. Make him a fool. And they mocking him now. They trying to, right or wrong. But you ain't going to be able to mock him much longer. And it's going to come quickly too. Go ahead.
Khan. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Whatever he sown in this earth, whatever he built in this earth, on the left-hand side and in evil, it's coming back. Every bit of it is coming back. And wait till we go into this story of this new appointee that Donald Trump appointed over all religion. Then you're going to see exactly what we've been talking about. Go ahead.
Sir.
That was it? All right, the water. Let's move.
Sir. Trump enrages Christian MAGA by naming heretic pastor the White House.
They call her the heretic pastor. Good night.
Sound like some medieval stuff, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
If I could, sir, this is Paula White.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Paula White is a white Christian nationalist mega church preacher. If you go look her up on YouTube, you'll see 1,000 stories where she's asking for $100,000 donations, $50,000 donations. Also sent Yediah a video of a few of her preachings where she asks God to give women miscarriages.
Damn.
She prays and she tells her congregation to pray for miscarriages.
Damn.
I believe Yadiah Marah might have it as well. So this is the woman that Trump appointed to some post that they have. It's supposed to be like the faith leader of America.
Right.
Kind of like America's chaplain almost.
Yeah.
The one that leads America in prayers. And this is one of her prayers.
Damn.
Yadiah? Please.
Donald Trump is like the penguin.
Listen,
like all his rollies is horrible. I mean, good for him, but like villains, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. That's so true.
Listen, Trump is like he's casting The Apprentice.
Yes.
Oh, right.
No, it's the exact same thing as just a casting The Apprentice. You have, let me know when you have it. You ready? Okay, please. If I could, sir. So one day, please.
Hurt the church in this season, that which has been deployed to hurt this nation in the name of Jesus. Forgive us for our sins. Come on, I need you guys to pray. Let pride fall. Let pride fall. Let pride fall in the name of Jesus. We command all satanic pregnancies to miscarry right now. We declare that anything that's been conceived in satanic wombs, that it'll miscarry. It will not be able to carry forth any plan of destruction, any plan of harm.
Wait a minute. She said, ooh, that's a monster. She said, forgive us, meaning forgive all that we did to y'all in slavery. But y'all, let the Lord give all of y'all miscarriages. Let the Lord, and she said satanic wombs. What makes the womb satanic? If it's black? like what, how do you make the womb satanic? And what a horrible human being to seek death on unborn children. Like they ain't did nothing to you. They not even here yet. But you seek for the Lord to kill them on, but yet still ask for the Lord to forgive you.
And if I could, sir, these are the same people that are against abortion.
Right.
If you ask her, she's totally against abortion.
Damn.
She just wants God to kill your baby in the womb.
She don't even want to have an abortion clinic for you to do. She want God kill it in the womb.
Kill it in the womb.
Like that's satanic. Like that is a witch right there. That's what you call a full-fledged witch, is what you're looking at. Go ahead, Al. That was it on that? Like what? And then she's now head of all the, she's going to be the moral leader.
She's the prayer leader for America. And this is one of her prayers, praying that your wife have a miscarriage. Praying to God that your wife has a miscarriage, and this is the prayer leader of America. Like Mayak said, like Trump is he just picks a group of Batman villains to be over every department. Also, he did something he needs to be studied in the university, sir. If I could. He did something today. Okay, there's something called the Kennedy Center Honors.
Okay.
Which is just where you go down to the Kennedy Center in Washington and they honor a playwright. They honor an actor. They honor a musician. You get my point?
Somebody that deserves some recognition.
Somebody been doing it 35 years.
Right.
You know, and they're a jazz musician or an actor or a playwright. And that's all it is. It's nothing.
Right.
But it's like America honoring the arts. Trump this week fired the person in charge of it.
Damn.
And he said from now on, he gonna pick who they honor.
Damn.
I got this on video. Brothers can find it. And they asked him, they said, well, you know, you're the president. Why would you want to be in charge of what artist gets an honor? They asked him when he was on the plane.
Right.
He said, because the show is terrible. I'm quoting him. He said, for years, the show has been terrible. They honoring all types of different people that they shouldn't even be honored. I don't even go down there. I never go down there. And they said, have you seen the show? He said, no, I've never seen the show. But I know they honoring different people and honoring woke people and people they shouldn't even be honoring. And the newscaster was like, but you're the president, meaning it's like, I want to run a talent show.
Right.
Like instead of, Marah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. This stand. Remove it. That's all right. Salakia.
I mean, it's like saying, instead of deciding where the missiles go.
Right.
I want to run the talent show. And sir, as I'm watching this, I know why he's mad at the Kennedy Center honors. Because he never got a Kennedy Center honor. And he doesn't want anyone to get a Kennedy Center honor.
That's it.
He has to get all the Kennedy Center honors.
Yes.
He's angry at the thing because they never asked him to come down. And I can guarantee for 4 years, no one will get one of those honors.
No.
Not a soul.
He got to get all.
He gonna have to go down there. They asked him today too. They said, well, will your vice president succeed you? Is who you want to succeed you? He said, no. Trump, nobody should succeed him. He has to be the guest and the only person at the party. It got to be a party of him. You get my point? He got to be, his name got to be on the cake. His name on the streamers outside. And who came to the party? Him. And there's no one else in the goddamn party. And that is that. And that is who they chose to be a president.
That is the Twilight
Because
Zone.
he is the best president for this country. Yeah. He represents them. Yeah. Like he is the one that is like every devil that we've been speaking against for years. That's why they chose him. That's why they chose him. And if I could, sir, let's get rid of the myth of white people being smarter than blacks and Hispanics.
Yeah.
I hope we can be free from that.
Yes.
Because they chose him because he's just like them.
Yep. Yes.
The average white person is stupid. The average one doesn't know anything. You know, I can pull the stats.
Yeah.
They do not know the capital of any state.
Wow.
They don't know the capital of any country. They don't know who the vice president is ever.
Dang.
And these are stats that you can go look up and see the percentage of people that know the capital of the United States. Now, you think I'm messing with you? I'm not.
Wow.
The number of people that know who the vice president is, they don't know who the hell he is. They don't know who that cat is. They don't know anything about anything at all. That's why they picked Trump, because he is stupid and they are stupid. He is racist and they are racist, and he best represents them. He, however, does not represent blacks and Hispanics.
No, he doesn't.
He's not the best that we have to offer.
Exactly.
That's for goddamn sure. Salaki, sir.
That is for sure. And those questions that you just said, that you got the stats on, those are the questions that they ask the immigrants. The immigrants got to know this to get residential status.
Yes,
meanwhile, the average American doesn't even know it.
No.
The average white American doesn't even know it. But they gonna make sure the immigrants got to know it before they get here. Like, this is insanity.
Joe, they stopped teaching that in school.
Yep.
I had to teach my kids that. I don't know. And my kids got scholarships to colleges and everything. They didn't even know. I'm like, what's the capital of so something? They go, what? You talking about? I'm like, you learned that in school? They didn't learn it in school. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
There you go. I'm sorry, you're dying. Go ahead, please. The Nazi one maybe is a good one now.
Come on, sir. Residents of historic black community near Cincinnati confront white supremacists months after neo-Nazi march.
If I could say, this is a story about, it was in Cincinnati, Ohio. These white supremacists, emboldened by the election of Donald Trump, feeling courageous and beloved by the government after Donald Trump pardoned the January 6th insurrectioners. Of course, they now put on SWAT stickers and they went down to a black neighborhood to get in a physical fight with black people. They went down there and these black people gave them a stern ass whooping like Sonny Carson.
Yes, they did.
Give them a hand.
Yes, they did.
They welcomed them to the hood down there in Cincinnati, Ohio.
They said every white cop came to save the movie. They said the white cops was doing this, trying to block everything. And they said one of them got hit with a can of string beans.
Good Lord. Old school.
Bust him upside the head with a can of either string beans or mixed vegetables. I forget what it was. They said it bust his whole head open. They said one of them sisters in the back pulled back, and with all the skills of blackness, they said she threw a curveball with that can of. He said that shit. Who's the black cat in New York that used to pitch so fast?
Satchel Paige, not him.
No. In more recent time.
More recent.
He had a drug problem. He
Yankees.
stopped.
Darryl Strawberry.
Darryl Strawberry. Brother, she hit through that curveball like Darryl Strawberry. They said that can said, pow! the Edomite up there, and then the cop said, "That's it. That was dangerous, man, because that was on the bridge. And they could have thrown them off the bridge. That was very dangerous for them to do. You know what I mean? So
it's such an amazing thing. And Donald Trump released all of those white supremacists from prison.
Yeah.
They are going to attack the government.
They got to.
They're going to do it. And it's something that I know white people out there listening, all of my white friends, they don't know how radically disloyal white people are.
That's right.
White people do not have loyalty.
No.
You give me somebody that's overthrowing the government, I guarantee at one time he worked for the government.
That's right.
It's like I'll guarantee it.
Yeah,
I think it's 100%.
I think you're right. Starting with Trump.
Jesus Christ.
He betrayed everybody. He cut everybody's throat.
Everybody who has a SWAT sticker on trying to overthrow the government was in the United States military. At one time, they were in the military, and now they want to overthrow the government because there's a thing in white people that is so disloyal. It's radically disloyal. Like, they can't be loyal.
Exactly.
The minute they sign their papers to get out of the military, they're plotting on destroying the government.
That's right.
Like the damn minute day they get out, they're like, I'm out. Okay, I can't wait to kill everyone in the government.
That's right.
And to overthrow the government and to derail the government. I hate the police.
Shoot up the mall.
To shoot up the mall because they used to serve the government. I never studied it before, sir, but I would like to. I think it's because when white people serve a thing so much and give their limbs and life for it, it makes them hate it.
Yeah.
And somehow it's like it's tied to, I signed up for the military, I went to Afghanistan, I got in these fights, and it made me hate America.
Yeah.
And then when they get out of the military, they're going to storm the Capitol.
Yeah.
And those people on that bridge.
Yeah.
Well, you arrest a couple of them. They were former military people.
No
I'll
doubt.
just bet your money on it if that's what you need to do.
You hope you so.
And now they hate America.
Yeah.
And they love the SWAT sticker simply because it was an enemy of America.
Yeah.
And they just picked that SWAT sticker because it is a symbol of hatred of America. And now they hate America. And Trump released about 300 of them.
Yes, he did.
On the street.
Yes, he
Sir,
did.
please.
And if I could, just to add, what you're saying is so right. What you're saying is so right in that these white boys join the military out and expect to come home as heroes.
Oh.
They still white and expect the white privilege to bring them, like they go in the military and have to clean out the shit pans.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you destroyed their dream, their life. We go in the military expecting to have to clean the shit pans and be in the kitchen or down in the boiler room. You put them in it, and it's like, oh my God, you just, no matter how poor they was, it's like, oh my God. And they don't, and what they don't understand, what they find out is they find out that their fellow Edomites will do them in just like any soldier that they have that they want to get wiped out. Before you know it, they searching the Gulf of Tonkin and false flag operations and what other things the U.S. did. And the U.S., before you know it, they into all the conspiracy. The U.S. released this, the U.S. released that. And before you know it, they hate the United States guts. And then they run out there and turn against them.
With a SWAT sticker on
in
Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's right. In Washington, D.C., they said the Oath Keepers they claim it was Oath Keepers. They don't know for sure. But they said some of those cats had cars filled with bombs.
Oh, yeah.
In the cars, waiting to use them in that hole. They was going to destroy that Capitol. Salaki, you died. What was you going to say?
I was going to say, General, what you're saying is just so heavy, and Esau put it all throughout his media. And as you and General Muhammad was describing all that, I was just watching Rambo the other day. He got back from Vietnam and went to war in like that little white town that he was in.
That's it. Like he don't get that recognition for coming back. He don't get that, and acknowledge it. He's destroyed. He's devastated. You know what I mean? Which I could understand to a degree because in his stupid ass mind, he thinks that this is America, the place for white people, and that he should be glorified as a white man. And so he goes in there expecting it and comes out, horrible. And I know I could imagine how much them Capitol cops must feel. Them cats went in there, man, brought bombs, killed one cat, brutalized that one cat, that one cop, that Edomite brother. They brought him to the brink of his life. And some of them other cats got trapped up inside the building and scared the hell out of them. And he just signed the order, and they came.
I think 5 of them committed suicide right after.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And he came and he walked them out of the prison like nothing never happened. You know what I mean? Like, once again, they love themselves. How much are we gonna love ourselves? How much are we gonna say, like, finally, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians realize this cat never, they never, the proof that they never loved you is how the Edomites who said they love you act now that Trump is in charge. I mean, I watched the tape. Did you see the tape when them congressmen and women was locked out of the Department of Education?
I did.
Brother, it was shameful. Some Edomite was standing out there. I don't know if he was a government agent or what. No uniform, nothing. He just told them they can't come in. And they sitting up in there like, what? What do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. It was ridiculous. It was a sideshow. They didn't do anything about anything. And so they're not going to do nothing about us. They're not going to care about us and war for us or put out or, you know, or do anything. But yet we was taught to trust in them. We was taught to uphold them and all that. Like, the last one that gets the trust is the Most High. Like, that's who really should be recognized for taking a lot of bullshit. Excuse my French. Most High takes a lot of bullshit and gets no recognition for it. Meanwhile, he's the one that always got to come get us. One scripture, if I could. Get me where the Lord said he pulled us out of the iron dungeon. I think it's iron dungeon. Is that the one? Pull that one up. It's iron something. Iron pit, iron dungeon. Iron dungeon, try that. Iron something. He said he pulled us out of. You know, man. Read that one scripture, man. Like, the Lord don't get recognized really on the way he should get recognized. Yup, huh?
Deuteronomy 4:20.
Okay, that's probably it. Good. You know what I'm saying? Pull that if you could. Who got it? You got it, you died?
I got it, Joe.
You got it? Good.
Yeah, I can read it.
No, I think you got it. You got it? Yeah. Yeah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 20. But the Lord hath taken you.
Can I get one as well? Thank you,
Khan. But the Lord hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day.
And we the most disloyal to the one that pulled us out of that iron furnace. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what we are in America. We in an iron furnace. We in a furnace that is burning us alive, and we cannot get out of it. Thank you so much, sir. We in a furnace that's burning us alive, and we can't get out of it. And the reason we can't get out of it is because we need somebody that can deliver us. And that's where the Lord comes in with YAHUSHUA. That's how we get out of it. Putting on that spirit, law, statutes, commandments, brotherhood, honor, family. You understand? These are the things that walk us in that direction. Having a moral fiber that puts us above the moral fiber that Esau wants to give us. You know what I mean? Like that was such a foul thing for what's his name? Jeezy. What they call him? Kanye West. I'm calling around his name a lot. Kanye West to bring a white woman up there as though she was the epitome of beauty and glory. It's like that's all you have left is to glorify a naked white woman before the brothers and before the sisters. And once again, that show you we don't have the brotherhood we supposed to have. Because in other words, we say we're gonna serve. If I could, bear with me a second. We love to act like we love the Most High. We love God and Jesus, especially them Christians. When the Lord said, how could you say you love your brother who you see? I mean, you love the Lord who you don't see, and you don't have no love for your brother who you don't see. If brothers could just care about all their brothers as a whole, you would change 1,000 things about the way you live. And you wouldn't bring a white woman as a glory piece before the Grammys for attention You understand? Knowing that other brothers is going to see this and want to mimic this behavior, both getting the white woman and to make her naked. Like, you going to create brothers to be pimps of white women again, like we was in the 70s. You're going to create that atmosphere. You're going to create that same, like they just locked up, what's his name? Puff Daddy, for the same lewd, disgusting behavior. You're going to come around and do the same thing. Like, we take on the right things that come from the Most High. That would be respecting the Most High, and that would be loving our brothers. And we would change everything from it, man. Read that scripture for me, Salaki. I think he was calling him, right?
I was calling, but not Yedaya.
Go ahead,
read Yedaya.
Go ahead.
Khan. Furthermore, the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, and swear that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go into the good land which the Lord thy God have given thee for an inheritance.
Right.
I'm just talking.
I'm sorry. Is that the one I called for?
He read it already. Are you up on it?
Read it again. Yeah, I am.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 20. But the Lord have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance.
Like, if we know this is to be true, then we should be as an inheritance to the Lord right now. We should be as a people to be an inheritance to the Lord. We do that, we would change all our behavior. And it would already preempt the Lord coming to get us out of Egypt again. Like, that's the things that we need to add to ourselves. All of this other nonsense is just dragging us further down into this iron furnace. That was what I was trying to bring out Salah to. That was it.
Khan, sir. Khan, sir. As you know, sir, the Super Bowl was yesterday. There was a lot of elements to the Super Bowl. Samuel Jackson came out with Kendrick Lamar playing Uncle Sam. Serena Williams was out there, crip walking, even though her sister was unalived by Crips. And it was, a national spectacle that got everybody confused and talking about it.
Like, if I could, just off the rip, the Super Bowl halftime show is a shame. It's a disgusting, filthy, dishonorable shame. And why do I say that? Because, first of all, every single halftime show in the Super Bowl is supposed to be run by the Wayans brothers. The Wayans brothers are the first ones to create a halftime show worth watching. And what did they do? What did Esau do? What he does all the time with us. The Wayans rocked out the halftime show and moved the whole entire audience off of the network that was pushing the Super Bowl. So you know what they did in the following year? They came back and put Michael Jackson on the halftime show. And Michael Jackson, of course, took the crowd right back. And that's how they divide us. When Michael Jackson should have said, no, the Wayans got that halftime show, my brothers, I'm not going to do that. But of course, some of us can't turn down $1 for the betterment of our nation. So now all the white man does now is if it's something he don't like or something threatens the halftime show, he just gets somebody else. Colin Kaepernick came back for such a right cause. For whatever reason he did it for a right cause. And that was he got up and stood up and took that knee against the Edomites, specifically for those that was killing our brothers. For those that was killing our brothers, he got up and said, this ain't right, blah, blah, blah. And what did they do? They went and got Jay-Z. What did he do? Got up there, ended the beef. And before you know it, they was back to Jake performing in the halftime show. Once again, we did in the halftime show what Martin Luther King did in the Super Bowl. I mean, in the the bus boycott. So like when he boycotted the buses, this is what I mean. When he boycotted the buses, it brought Esau to his knees. And when it brought Esau to his knees, he should have stuck to it. We'd have had bus companies all across America and more than the bus companies. that would have been nothing. We would have had the history and the dignity of having stood up to this Edomite and won. And brother, that would have meant more. That would have been worth billions. To have that in our spirit, to know, yeah, we stood up to him. We told him we ain't going for that. And he had to deal with it. Edomites say it all the time when it comes to something with them. And they did the same thing in the halftime show. They said the halftime show, like they could have took that halftime show and made them Edomites turn that halftime show into a show about all the things that have to be corrected in America, about the killings, about the poverty, about the economics, about the incarceration. Like they could have made it where the halftime show of the Super Bowl is they could have made it where the Super Bowl is a huge event. We have it every year. And during the halftime show, we talk about all the issues that have to be dealt with. Instead, they said, nah, man, kick that off and put more entertainment on for millions of dollars. Now, that's just the lead up to where we at right now with Kendrick Lamar. Now, from here, y'all let me know what y'all see that done happen up in there with him and the red, white, and blue and Samuel. I don't understand black people. We get money and we become more Toms. Like, what is wrong with us, man? You already paid. Why are you cooning now? Unless he wasn't cooning. I don't understand. Y'all tell me.
If I could, sir, what's so interesting about it, and General Mayak said this on a post, everybody saying, well, Samuel was mocking, Kendrick and Samuel was mocking, you know what I mean, the U.S. And what the general said online is like, it was the first thought that I had. When I saw Samuel, he looked like Sambo.
Damn. I mean, he kind of did. Can we get a picture of him?
Yeah. I think that might have been the point.
Right. Which, come on,
okay,
give me the
you know, it's just like, okay, paintings.
Right.
You go to art museum and you see a painting of an impressionist artist, right?
Okay.
And 10 people look at the painting and they see 10 different things.
Understood.
That's what happens with all art, right? So somebody's gonna look at him playing Sambo and say he's playing a Sambo. Someone else will say he's highlighting how America hates black people and he's playing Uncle Tom.
I got
to show that Kendrick Lamar is against Uncle Tom's or Uncle Tom's are against Kendrick Lamar.
Gotcha.
Can I give you an example? That movie, Django. Now, you could say he's playing the worst Sambo in history, but it's the worst Sambo in history to highlight how heroic the Django is.
Right.
It's just art.
Yeah.
It's not the truth. It's not the work of the Lord. It's a painting in a museum. What do you see in it? Oh, I see, a horse.
Right.
I see a cloud. Who gives a F? Everybody can see whatever the hell they feel like seeing. Here's what you got to know. Nothing will happen at that field that changes the lives of blacks and Hispanics.
That's right.
Nothing. Can you imagine back in the day when YAHUSHUA? Can you imagine when what's that cat that broke the color barrier in baseball? Can you imagine what they thought that was going to mean? I'm sure they thought this was it. This is it. The ghetto is leaving. We're going to be accepted in the black people. And you know what always kills me when they always say that Jackie Robinson was the perfect. He might not have been the best baseball player, but he was the right one to integrate baseball, which of course means he was the one that would take the abuse.
Right.
He was the one that could get called nigger and you could throw watermelons at him and he wouldn't fight back.
Right.
And he integrated baseball. And we thought it was a sign of change for the black community. And think about how much worse the black community is now than before baseball was integrated. We thought Colin Kaepernick, he's nailing, that was so positive. You had to look at that and go, finally, athletes who historically only care about white women and money. Finally, black athletes are caring about what happens in the streets. Then Jay-Z said, stop. And God, you can't make him mad, sir. Everyone stopped. Do you know how many stories we did here tonight about cops beating black people? We did 4 tonight.
Wow.
Just remember that. You die. We did 4 stories tonight about the abuse that the white cops are doing to unarmed black men and women. We did 4 in the first hour of this show. Nobody cares. We thought it was going to matter. Here's what is just so true. History proves it's true. There is nothing that a celebrity can do to change the lives of blacks and Hispanics. They are an abomination to God. There's nothing that they can do or say. You would like it to be them that lead you out of captivity, but it's just not going to be them. So as far as Sir Kendrick Lamar and what he did,
right?
Maybe it was art. So some people thinks it was great. Some people like the Django Unchained. Some people don't. Some people like 70s black exploitation movies. Some people think that they exploited black people.
Right.
None of them is going to change the ghetto or the barrio or the reservation. You'll have to do that.
That's right.
That's just the sad truth of life. You'll have to do that. Can I tell you who was, sir, last point? Can I tell you who had nothing to do with the Super Bowl? They didn't have any players there. They were not on the halftime show. The Chinese, the Arabs, the East Indians, the Pakistanis. The Chinese do have bus companies that go all over the country, like you mentioned earlier. I don't know if they know about that. The bus boycott in Alabama ended because of Martin Luther King ended it. The Chinese have buses that go up and down the East Coast that are as filthy as a toilet. They keep no rules. They have no hygiene. The buses break down all the time. And they was running for about 20 years.
That's right.
There is no Arab representation, no Chinese, no Japanese, but they do have stores and businesses and Chinatowns in every city on the planet Earth. In Australia, there's a Chinatown. Everywhere, because they're not successful in front of your face in entertainment. They're successful at home. They're successful off of TV. If you want to do something in life, you'll have to be successful in your bedroom, at the kitchen table, in the library, in the class. You'll have to be successful in a way that is not surrounded around entertainment, or else we're all just enjoying the show. Salaki, sir.
Damn right. What are you done?
I was going to say another connecting part of the story of the Super Bowl, sir. One of Kendrick Lamar's background dancers came out and got arrested because he had a flag that was pro-Palestine and pro-Sudan. And I got a story about with Trump in South Africa, sir, if I could read it.
Come, please.
Come,
wait a minute. Sir. They arrested him for taking the flag out?
He pulled it out and tried to do a protest for Palestine in the middle of the performance, which ain't allowed.
I understand. Which once again, why can't we do that for us? You know what I'm saying? Like why did it happen? Why do we got to be the one to pull out a Palestinian flag at a black performance for the Super Bowl? Why can't we pull out a black flag for all the death and murder of us, which is far more than they killed the Palestinians?
Got it a one.
Like our number is way worse than who they killed with the Palestinians. So why can't we pull out a flag for us at the very Super Bowl that we tried to protest at that got shut down? You're going to defy being shut down to make sure the Palestinians get hurt. But you ain't going to defy being shut down to make sure that black people get hurt, Latino people get hurt, Native Indian people get hurt. It's insane. We got work to do. Go ahead, Slocky.
Colonel Khan, sir. Trump signs order prioritizing U.S. resettlement of white South Africans over discrimination. Colonel Khan. After years railing against immigrants coming to America, Donald Trump signed an executive order Friday to prioritize the U.S. resettlement of white South African refugees suffering from what he called government-sponsored race-based discrimination.
Let me tell you, that right there, Trump is letting the whole world know. If you white and you having a hard time with blacks anywhere in the world, come to the United States. We're going to eradicate this place of blacks and Latinos. He's letting you know that this is the Adolf Hitler playbook 2.0 with nuclear weapons. Like this cat right here is a monster. And boy, oh boy, here's the problem we're going to have. Black leaders will still placate to this cat. Go ahead, And that picture you just brought up, he had too much dye on. He looked like a Puerto Rican with blonde hair. Go ahead.
Connor Wakan. It says Trump signed an executive order Friday to prioritize the resettlement of white South African refugees suffering from what he called government-sponsored race discrimination. Trump also shut down all federal funding for the country, most of which is used to battle AIDS.
Like, let them Africans die, is what they say. Go ahead.
Connor Wakan, sir.
Like the ability, like imagine that. Like he don't even care if what he says is blatantly hypocritical. He's throwing the Mexicans out the country while inviting the South Africans who completely oppressed black South Africans the whole time. Not that I'm fighting for South Africans, but I mean they held the South Africans basically in slavery up until the 80s. Right? It was like all the way up into the 80s, they held them basically in slavery. They held, what's his name? That everybody went crazy for? Mandela. Mandela held him in prison for 25 years in solitary confinement. You know what I'm saying? For standing up for them, fighting to get the oppression of Edomites off of his back. And this bastard turns around and invites them in America. He's letting the world know that this is about to become. That's what now we see what make America great again means, was always meant to get rid of blacks and Latinos and make this an all-white nation. That's what he wants. He wants to turn this thing back to Nazi Germany, and they think that just like the Nazis, they're going to prosper over every nation on earth and take the lands of many nations, starting with Edomite nation. That's what they plan. Like, they in a full gobble up and greedy mode on the face of the earth, which is exactly what Hitler was about. Here it comes. We better wake up to it too and find out what our identity is and what is the Lord's will in this philosophy. Go ahead with that. You gonna say something?
Khan, sir, what you saying, Commander General Yohanna, is so heavy. The first thing I thought about was like South African. I thought about Elon Musk. I did some research on Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not a U.S. citizen. He fled from South Africa to, to fight in their military, went to Canada, came to the University of Pennsylvania on a school visa, dropped out of school. And now he's with Trump pushing, with the immigration and what's going on with our Hispanic brothers. But technically, if we're going by Trump's legislation, Elon Musk should be in a cage right now. He should be deported back to where he came from.
And I think what Commander really hot is saying is that they don't care about anything but exalting whiteness. They don't even believe in illegal immigration is wrong.
They don't even care.
They don't care about none of that garbage. Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant. I got a tape of him in my phone saying he was.
Damn.
I sent it to you there.
Damn.
Saying him and his brother said, well, for years we were illegal immigrants. Because he was illegal, because his student visa ended. And when your student visa ends, you got to go back to where you're from.
Right.
They stayed. They were illegal immigrants. They don't care about illegal immigrants or legal immigrants. Let me tell you something else they don't care about. They don't care about America because they love Nazis and they made that Nazi salute. And they don't care about whether you're gay or straight at all. If you want to see something that'll blow your mind, look up Elon Musk's daughter. That's all you could do. If you want to know if it's all this BS, all of this, we hate the transgenders. We hate illegal immigration. Go look up Elon Musk's daughter, who used to be Elon Musk's son.
Damn.
Elon Musk has a transgender daughter.
Damn.
All of this talk I got to hear for years. All of this mess. These transgenders, I hate the gays. White people are gay. White people don't care about being gay.
Right.
All these white men didn't have some gay experience, sir.
Yes.
All of them.
All the molestation in the churches, in the Catholic Church. Come on.
These white boys in these sports locker rooms, it's Caligula in there, sir.
Yes, it is.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah in a white wrestling football locker room. You go in there and run and climb the walls and get the hell out of there. They're all in there being gay. I think it's just part of being white in a white boy.
Right.
All white boys have some type of gay experience. That they talk up to youth.
Right.
They talk up to, experiences.
Experiment.
Yeah, experiment. You don't hate gay people. Elon Musk, I think they got it right up there on the screen for you, sir. All this talk about these gays they don't like.
Damn.
They don't like these gays. They don't believe in these gays. They don't believe in this transgender mess. You care about one thing, and that's enriching yourself.
That's right.
And they use gays, they use patriotism to activate stupid white people. That's right. To activate the peons and plebes in America, because they know they're against being gay because they real men, you know, them white people. They real tough guys.
Those hunters.
Yeah, all those hunters. Yeah. They know they real men, so they know you get mad. Elon Musk, his daughter used to be his son. He had no problem with it. All those laws they're passing to stop white people from transitioning their child, he transitioned his child. He gave his son those drugs. He gave his son those puberty blockers and breast implants, all these same drugs that they said were so evil to give to kids. He gave them to his kids. I think he might only care about money, sir. I'm no politician. But I got a feeling he might just care about some money and nothing else. And of course, black people, you pull out a Palestine flag at the goddamn Super Bowl to save the Palestinians and go home to Compton, California. Yeah. You go home to Compton, just like what Commander Julian was saying. It's like in the 80s, sir, when they fought for South Africa. Jesus. The young brothers might not remember this. Oh, my God. Oh,
Abernathy.
Abernathy.
Yeah.
What's that broad that did the poems everybody loves?
Angela.
And Maya. Not Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. Oh, they were fighting for South Africa. Ain't gonna play Sun City. Can't play Sun City. You can't. Well, freedom in South Africa. Nelson Mandela. Free Mandela. Trump walked in there and said, give all the land back, you cappers, to give all that land back to the white people. It's over. And now we're going to do the same thing again for the Palestinians. Sir, if Christ is not back, black people in America are going to free Palestine. They're going to fight and protest and give money. Those churches, sir, you know, because you taught me this. Those churches collected so many Harlem dollars.
Yes, they did.
And sent that to South Africa. Yes, they did. You know how much money that Harlem dollar paid for in South Africa. Yeah. I think it was like 50 to 1.
Yes, it was.
They trying to do it with Ghana right now.
That's right.
That money went and freed Mandela.
That's right.
And bought guns for terrorism over there in South Africa.
Gave them the power to overthrow it.
And overthrew the government. Mandela became president with money from Chicago, the South Side, money from Harlem and West Philly and Memphis and Brooklyn. And they gathered that money together and they freed South Africa. And if given enough time, don't worry, black people in South Central Los Angeles, you'll free Palestine, but you won't free Hoover Street.
Right.
That you're not going to be able to free. Pull out this, sir.
Give it up.
Sorry, guys.
One of the brothers put in the chat, Officer Yagadar, he said this, and it's true what you said. None of them Palestinians, they ain't protesting against ICE now. Ain't nobody saying nothing about ICE.
Ain't that so?
Ain't that all that love we giving them Palestinians, but ain't nobody protesting against ICE.
Ain't that something? Not a word, not a peep. Not a word, not a peep. And listen, and ain't been a protest, really. Only time I ever seen Palestinians participate in anything was when Farrakhan had a rally. Farrakhan had a rally, there'd be a couple of Palestinians, maybe some Palestinian military officers, a couple of Palestinian activists might get up there, but outside of that, I ain't never seen them make no effort to free us. They wanted to make sure we made an effort to free them.
Right.
And I hope I got this. I'm going to see right now if I have this video. I got another video, brother. I see something happening with us that is absolutely wonderful. And that is that I keep seeing new videos of our Latino brothers talking about us, us as a people, discussing it, bringing it up, all of that. And I think it's outstanding. And it's outstanding. Damn right, give it up. It's outstanding because now we beginning to realize, oh man, I think I got it. I think it's outstanding, and I think it's outstanding because finally our Latino brothers is focusing on us, and we can now focus on them. You know what I'm saying? Like they focusing on us, and we gonna focus on them, and we gonna focus on each other.
I'm right.
You know what I mean? Like this brother came out this week and said, listen, and he did something I rarely ever see. He came out and chastised. I'm gonna try to get the video to them now. He came out, brother, and chastised the Latino brothers and said, if you think that you ain't black, you're a fool. And brother, he started to run down all of the things that attached the Latino brothers to black brother. The samba, the this. He brought out all kinds of the food, so many things. And he brought out how he said, even if you are a white Latino that's never been, that has no black in you, you still tied based on the culture. He don't know the truth, of course. Right. We know that that's not even our people. But he's saying, even if you think that way, you still tied to the culture. Your whole culture is built off of it. And so, once again, we're going to see more of these videos. And these type of videos are going to help bring all the tribes towards each other. And then maybe we can care about us instead of caring about everybody but us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, go ahead, General.
I think a lot of black people and a lot of Hispanics are still ignorant to the history of our bonds, General. And I think it's heavy when you brought out how you went down to San Antonio and found out that Battle of the Alamo, you know, consisted, which they don't teach. They teach, you know, the Edomite part of it, but they don't teach how them Hispanics and them Native Indians, you know, banded together to protect black people from our oppressor, because they knew they had the same oppressor, you know what I mean, had the same enemy, and they fought with us and fought, you know, to protect us. You know what I'm saying? We don't remember them bonds because a lot of that history and different history like that is not, you know, not really made available to us.
Right. And let me tell you, every tribe, what the Israelite school, U.P.K, what you're saying is so right. Just give it up for General Maya. Like what you say in general is so right. Every tribe should have some form of continual ambassadorial list with the other tribes. Like why are we waiting for the crisis? We should have been talking with real leaders of the Dominicans and real leaders of the Puerto Ricans and real leaders of the other tribes in the North American Indian, and seeing the things that they need and the things that they could provide, and vice versa. And the tribes should have been working together to do all these things. It's time now to get rid of all of these fake black leaders, these fake black and Hispanic leaders, and bring in, I don't think I can get it out. I'm uploading it, but it's uploading like 20 videos at the same time. I had so much stuff in the past. So I don't think I'm going to get it. But look it up, you think you can pull it up? If you can. See if you can get that video. I mean, it was beautiful the way this brother laid it out. For him to chastise his own tribe for being negative towards the brothers and for it to come out, that's rare. And vice versa. And so, but now they're going to come together and everybody going to understand that we had it right from the gate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If I could, sir.
Please.
And for the 12 tribes of Israel to come together, it's going to take an extreme amount of love.
That's right.
It's going to have to be powerful for this reason, if not any other, that to come together with the Palestinians, you don't need to love them because that movement is well funded.
That's right.
They are getting so much money. If you think that all of this Palestinian talk, and even that man that jumped out there with that flag on the Super Bowl, the love for the Palestinians is manufactured with money. These people are investing, and they're paying Cornell West. They're paying that cat from Philly. I forget his name, that doctor, that professor. They're paying so many people to press Palestine. They're not doing it because they love Palestine.
Right.
They're doing it because that movement is funded. They're getting so much money, which is why this man for the Super Bowl did not jump out there with a Mexican flag, even though he is from Los Angeles and he is directly seeing the oppression of the Hispanics in California. He's seeing that, but he jumps out with a Palestinian flag because you get money for pressing and pushing Palestine. There is cash involved in that. and you can get rich. Just like those other Black Lives Matter movements. After the mess is over, they found out that some lesbian has a mansion in Bel Air from the Black Lives Matter movement. That movement was funded. This Palestinian movement is well funded by God knows who. I don't know who, but I know how this goes. And I anything on TV constantly and being pushed all the time, they're paid to push it. So how are we going to save Hispanics and save Black people? Our love is going to have to conquer their greed.
Yes.
Our love is going to have to conquer their funding and their infrastructure and all of their apparatus that is going to work with the Palestinians, with the Republicans, with the Democrats, and never work to bring the 12 tribes of Israel together.
Right. Brother, what you're saying is so right, because there has to be rules on who we back. We can't back just every sad face from every nation. We got to back the people where it counts. You know what I'm saying? And this is a good time to run in. Please pay your Passover fee this year. All right. You know what I mean? $200 per person, 5 days of absolute celebrations and things going on. We're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. The list is insane. Somebody post the list. Marah, post the list if you get a chance. You'll hear about it also at the end of the show. Pay your Passover, pay your tithes. We are not funded by any group. Ain't nobody handing us a bag of money to do a damn thing. We doing it in total, by you, by every single one of us coming together. That's how we fund it.
Right, out of that love General Muhammad just brought up. That's how we funded from loving each other.
No, you right, Maya. You right. Maya put a hell of a campaign together last year, and everybody came through, man, and dropped their Passover. I think Haas was your first time that everybody paid up and broke the budget into the black. Am I correct?
Come on,
it broke the budget into the black. So pay your Passover. Pay that $200, whether you're going or you're not going. Pay it anyway. Put that donation up and let us go on and have the Lord's celebration. One of these Passovers is going to be the last. Hopefully it'll be this one. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. Please, play this video. Check this out, y'all.
Between the two nations. He wants to use that conflict to stir more hatred towards Mexicans and Latinos overall here in the United States. He wants to win over more people when it comes to his hatred towards Hispanics. And the best way to do that is stir conflict between a major Latino country. If this ends up happening and he puts boots on the ground over there to hunt down the cartel, and there happens to be American casualties, expect the American population to turn on you. At this point, legal status is not going to matter anymore. It won't matter if you were born here or naturalized. To them, you're just going to be another Mexican enemy, and will be treated as such. Remember what happened to all the Arab folk after 9/11, or all the hatred the Asian community got because of the situation with COVID. Trying to stir up this conflict is the best way for him to get, the push he needs from the American populace in order to pursue his hatred towards Latinos. This is a man who's built hatred towards the Hispanic community for over 10 years. Let's not forget the whole basis of his campaign was initially targeting Hispanics. It's been his clear motive since day one.
Shalaki, that wasn't the one.
Okay,
that was still a good one.
That was a good one, though.
That was a good one, but that was not the one. Shalaki, y'all. I'm trying to pull it. We had to come back on it because we late on the time. Go ahead. No, I'm just saying on the video.
That's all.
Oh, okay. Just not yet, because it's gonna be too hard to get. I'll post it though on my Facebook page. Look for it the next day or so. It's an amazing video that this brother did, saying how he was chastising them for even trying to act like they was not black, which is the truth, which is just the truth. Go ahead.
Trump is the greatest friend Israel has ever had, says Benjamin Netanyahu, as he tells Fox News.
If I could say one brief thing about this, sir.
Please.
Wait a little while, Haas, and you're going to find out that Benjamin Netanyahu was behind those Israelis getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
It's obvious that it's going to come out because those Israelis getting kidnapped was the best thing that ever happened to Benjamin Netanyahu.
He was ready to be out of office.
Haas, tell him, please.
He was ready to be out of office.
Yes,
What happened?
Haas.
Get ready to go to the Hague.
He was about to go to jail.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, Israelis were kidnapped. And like that Hispanic brother just brought out about if they invade Mexico and fight the cartel, because the Palestinians took hostages, it made him a wartime prime minister.
Yes, it
and
did.
he had to go and rescue the hostages. And you know what, how just for the fun of it, he went and just leveled the entire goddamn country.
Yes,
the country looked like a burnt piece of charcoal. You see that country, sir?
That country
looked like your grill after you get done.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And then lo and behold, Trump says we're gonna take the whole goddamn country from you and give it to you, and you have it. It is going to come out because this is how things work. He, in some way, was behind those people getting kidnapped.
And they've been saying it. You know, they've been saying
I didn't know they've been saying it.
They've been saying, well, we don't have any proof that there was rapes. We don't have any proof that babies' heads was cut off. They've been saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. So now it's looking real shaky. Like, did it even happen?
I mean, you want to just find out that he paid him. He told them to do it. He's working with him in some way. And then, hold up. And then when they could have had a deal to release the hostages, Trump stopped them from releasing the hostages until he got elected.
Same thing Reagan did.
Reagan did the exact same thing at the end of the Iran crisis when they kidnapped who they kidnapped in Iran.
They kidnapped
Israelis. No,
no, they kidnapped Americans.
They kidnapped Americans.
Right.
The Iranians kidnapped Americans. I'm sure Nixon had nothing to do with it. Right. They kidnapped the Americans, and then Ronald Reagan told them, "Don't give back the hostages. I'll give you a better deal if you wait till I get elected."
Yes.
Jimmy Carter lost, and then Reagan walked in. There's the hero of the getting the hostages back.
Yeah.
And Netanyahu is doing that right now because this is what always happens. And you dumb, stupid oppressors out there, you're so manipulated by these old Hollywood people.
Right.
These old, red, white, and blue people that manipulate you into killing a whole country just by some act of, they're trying to kill our women. They're trying to invade our country. And then you go and kill everybody in Afghanistan and then come home all mad and then join the Proud Boys.
Listen, and then they tell you to come home and leave all the equipment there.
Oh, Jesus.
Leave
everything there.
They came out, if I could add to what you said, they came out in the news this week and said how the CIA was coming through Afghanistan and coming up on poppy fields and wanted to talk to the poppy field growers and saying, why aren't you growing, fruits and vegetables to help the country? And that the poppy field growers were saying, they told me if we tell them where the Taliban is, we could grow all the opium we want. I don't care what you said. They said they just shut their mouth and left. And of course, what's being grown in Afghanistan? Like, when we going to recognize, man, that this nation is rotten? And even Trump said it. They said, well, Trump, so-and-so killed somebing. He said, we did a lot of bad things too. We did a lot of killing too. He don't like America.
He hates America. He hates America. Right. And this is just the best thing that ever happened to Netanyahu. This is the best thing. He's gonna take the whole Gaza Strip and act like he's a savior to these hostages. That before you know it, some news reporter who has enough guts will go uncover that he was working with him the whole time. And that's that. So, Mike, I thought you were saying something.
No, I did. And it's such like you said, a bunch of Hollywood actors. Trump say, maybe we can take over Gaza. We'll own it and we'll fix it up. It'll be like a resort, and we'll maybe bring them back. And Netanyahu, of course, said, like this is the first time they ever heard this idea. What Trump said it sounded pretty great, a good idea. Like, it's all acting, like you said, but they didn't choreograph this whole thing a long time ago. I remember General YAHANNA was saying he found that they had some wealth in the water over there by Gaza, over there in the ground, like gold or something, or oil or something like that.
Gas reserve. They found so much gas reserves, so much wealth right in the middle of the Palestinian territory. That's what all this is basically about.
Good, good.
In political terms, Mayak, it's called the tail wagging the dog.
Yeah.
That's a political term that means it's supposed to be that you're fighting the war because this happened.
Right.
But instead, they fight the war to make something else happen. It's like the war comes first.
Good.
Then they find a reason for it. You get the point?
Good.
They want to take over the country. So they make up a reason to take over the country because they want the minerals or they want the land or they want something.
Or the oil in
or the
Iraq.
oil. Forget about that oil.
The opium in
It
Afghanistan.
just keeps going. It's the tail wagging the dog. It's in reverse.
Good.
That's how our oppressor controls the world.
It's the oldest game in the world. You can go right in the Bible and see the Midianites did it to us. The Philistines did it to us. All the nations that ever got us in captivity did the exact same thing. Gobbled up the resources that was on the land. They're doing it in Central and South America right now. Gobbled up the resources on the land and destroyed the people so that they could never stand up. That's why the Lord said, what's that scripture where the Lord said, where we would rest without fear? We would, anybody know what I'm talking about? Where we would no fear no more. We would have no fear. In other words, the scriptures speak about that because only when Christ returns is going to come a time where, or you could even add the scripture where it says the nations shall learn war no more, because Christ is going to be so powerful when this nation gets set up that you ain't going to never come up against us. We're going to be so strong and so powerful and so armed that you'll never come up against us ever again. No nation will ever say, yo, I'm going to go fight the Israelites. They will never, ever do it again after this, because this overthrow coming from Yahushua is going to end all overthrow. They're going to all be put into subjection up under Yahushua, up under the 12 tribes. And like the scripture said, that if any obey not us, that it will not reign in their land.
That's it.
In other words, you'll starve to death trying to defy us. That's how much power we're going to have on this earth. And the earth will be 10 times better for it. 10 times better for it, because they'll have a proper landlord over the earth. And that's what's coming. They think their agenda is coming into fruition because they got Chat GPT and fake alien technology and robots. But they don't know that this is the end of their empire and the beginning of the one that's coming after. Go ahead,
Khan, sir, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 4. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more.
See that? They shall fear no more. Okay? Because right now you live in fear. Like the scripture says, you'll say every day, if it be the Lord's will, I shall do this. Give me that one that Christ said. You know the one that I'm talking about that Christ said that's just like that? That thou shalt, there's one that's thou shalt fear all the day long. That's Deuteronomy. And then there's the other one that says that thou shalt say, if the Lord will. You know that one? Give me that one if you could, Marah. Two last scriptures on it. You got another story or we done? All right, give me these two last scriptures. We'll get ready. Because right now you living in fear. The tribe of Issachar and all the Latino tribes, they living in complete fear right now. And let me tell you something else too. That brother brought out a good point about them starting a war. Be very aware that you don't get provoked into something that you shouldn't be into. Because don't think for a minute they won't send white supremacists out there to attempt to try and start a civil war. While they got the upper hand, they would love to just start a slaughtering in every city. They want to bring back the Watts riots. They want to bring back Rodney King riots. They want to see the 60s riots come back, because they think in their mind, this time we'll just slaughter them all. We'll just kill them all. But they in for a rude awakening by the hands of the Most High. Y'all got any of those, let me know. Please hit me.
Where I was, sir?
Either one, whatever you like.
Khan, sir. And they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord.
We ain't going to never fear no more, neither are we going to be lacking anything. Another scripture says the gate shall stay open day and night to bring in the forces of the Gentile. They're going to bring all their gold, wealth, jewelry into Jerusalem, and we're going to melt the damn thing down into blocks and have all the wealth in the world. And every nation is going to submit themselves onto the nation of Israel. Go ahead, Al. You can give me the other one if you want. You think this? Say again?
Which one?
No. The one I'm talking about is the one where it says, not the sea that you did not fear. It's escaping me right now. I think it was the sea that you did not fear. But I tell you what, you can give me my favorite. I just like to hear it all the time. The one in the Psalms where the Lord said, sing aloud on your bed, prepare feathers of iron. But there's another one I'm missing. Whoever out there got that one that I'm missing, where the Lord talks about us being at peace and not in fear anymore, where he shall take away that fear. I know he says, see that you be not troubled. There's one, but there's one specific I'm looking for, but it's just not clicking. Go ahead, Ha.
He didn't give us the spirit of fear?
No. Go ahead, Ha.
No.
Says what? Says what?
For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this.
Read that. But no, anybody know the precept where Christ says, ye shall say that? There's a precept where Christ, that's the one I'm talking about. There's a precept where Christ said, you're going to say this because of what you done went through. Like because of what's going on, you're going to say, the Lord, if the Lord will. Come on, scholars out there.
It to me, you just said that.
Reminded you of it.
Yeah.
Come on. Like y'all out there, y'all, I know y'all know this. So y'all thought y'all was gonna sit around in here tonight. Give me the scripture, man. Man.
You read it for some of y'all?
And M-Gal, I don't know what the hell you talking about. Every one of us pulled more scriptures than you could ever imagine. The hell your dumb ass talking about? Always a white man hate. Let me tell you, you white people hate because we know the Bible and you don't. You've been studying it so long, and now we know it and you don't. Go ahead.
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 15. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this.
Go one verse above.
Verse 14. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow.
One more time up. One more verse up.
Verse 13. Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow, we will go out, go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell.
Right. For those of you that think you're going to just do what you want to do, that believe in the American dream, that believe in, we're going to go where we want and do what we want to do and party like them commercials, all full of adventure and wonderfulness. Here's what the Lord said to that. Go ahead.
Come and get gain. Verse 14. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow.
Right. You don't know what's going to be on tomorrow. Come on.
For what is your life? It is even a vapor.
Damn. This in the Bible. What is your life but a vapor? That's all it is. If the Lord ain't with you, you here today and possibly gone tomorrow. Go ahead.
Come, that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away.
That's right. You're just here for a blip. And next thing you know, poof, you vanish away. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For that you ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live.
Right. If you had some humility, you ought to say, if the Lord will, we will live. You should know how fragile humanity is. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being so quick to kill everything on the damn earth, you should recognize how fragile humanity is and be saying to yourself, if the Lord will. Not like that evil broad that Trump just put over the whole religion, kill all the babies in the womb. She don't never think, could the Lord do that to us? She like, you know what I'm saying? While you calling for us for the Lord to kill our babies in the womb, what would the Lord do for you for all the slavery you had, for all the killing and murdering and torturing that you did to blacks and Latinos? Do you ever consider what would happen to you by the hand of the Lord? Go ahead, Doc.
Come. And do this or that. Verse 16. But now ye rejoice in your boasting.
You rejoice in your boasting. You all boastful about what you're going to do. The new white nation. Make America great again. Make it white again. Kill all their babies. You sure glorifying in that boasting. Go ahead.
All such rejoicing is evil.
All that rejoicing is evil. Come on. You got more?
Come. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
Right. You know that what you're supposed to do, but you do it not. The Lord said it's sin. We holding any other ones, or we sit? We go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
That's it. That's it. The ball you pull one off good right there. Read that part again.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Let me tell you something. You don't even know that you're having no rest in this sorrow. You think it's just, everyday life, but you're in sorrow in this hell. Go ahead.
Sir.
To get the rest from being in it. Go ahead,
Sir. And from thy fear.
And from thy fear. From being afraid of these evil nations that have always risen up above us and came at us to destroy us. Go ahead.
And from thy hard bondage wherein thou wastest made to serve.
In thy hard bondage. That's America. We've been in hard bondage, and they're going to make it even harder, starting with our Latino brothers. Like we ain't served them enough. Haven't we farmed your land for nothing? Then the Latino brothers farmed it for next to nothing as migrant workers, and it's still not enough. You still got to exterminate them. That's the hard bondage that we've been in. Incarcerating brothers for years and years and years for selling marijuana, and then make the damn thing illegal and still don't let them out. That's hard bondage. Go ahead, Op. And Trump is seeking to kill all social programs that go to blacks and Latinos, or at least he perceived to go to blacks and Latinos, but many of them go to white people, and he's going to cut those programs just to make your bondage even harder. Go ahead.
Sir. Verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Go ahead. That's Donald Trump, the king of Babylon right now. Go ahead.
And say, how hath the oppressor ceased?
Right. Say, this is heavy. Take up this parable about how have the oppressor ceased. Because right now, it looked like he ain't never going to cease. But the Lord said, take up this parable about how is this oppressor going to be stopped? Come on up.
Sir. The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
Come on.
And the scepter of the rulers.
Come on.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
He said he broke their staff. Damn. He that did what? That did what to the people with a continual stroke?
He who smote the people in wrath.
And that's Esau. Them cops killing all over the place. They torturing, abusing, brutalizing Israel, killing women, beating women up with a continual stroke. That damn police brutality only is focused on blacks and Latinos and never stops. Never stops, never switches to another nation, none of that. Trump sent a plane of East Indians back to India, put them on planes and flew them all the way to India, back to their country, and let them off the planes. The East Indians went crazy, started burning up effigies in the city of Donald Trump, called them evil, cruel. They went crazy. And he flew them to their country. He didn't even fly them to Guantanamo Bay. Go ahead,
Khan. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
Dang right. That's what's coming. He that pursued the nation in anger, the nations in anger, he's going to be persecuted. He's going to be persecuted. And nobody is going to want to save him. Everybody going to look at him like, you deserve it. Like, you got it coming. Go ahead, Al. All right. Hey, I want to remind you the Passover's coming up, man. April 12th, Atlanta, Georgia. Get on board with us. Support this truth. Pay your tithes. Pay your Passover fee. Back up this nation. Nobody owns us. Go back and check my pedigree and go all the way back to 1985 when I graduated Hebrew Academy, which at that time, I believe it was called, we had a different kind of, same thing, right? Same thing, just in the field. Goes all the way back to 85. Nobody ever bought me. Nobody ever paid me off. Ain't nobody ever been able to compromise me. I ain't never get up off my stance. My pedigree is unbreakable to all these nations, to all these fake Israelites, to all these other religions. You can't change that. And through the grace and mercy of the Lord, with these great brothers that we have in the UPK on all the levels, officers, troopers, and the amazing sisters, the UPK has always been able to battle to victory, man. So support this truth. Support some real brothers who are not paid by anybody and who did it for years without a quarter in their pocket to see it come to pass because we believed in the Lord. ISUPK.com. Support the truth. Support all the videos, man. Put knowledge out about all of it, man. Pass it, share it, talk about it, all of that. I'll see y'all Passover night, April 12th, 2025, Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all take care, fam. Shalom.
Welcome to Atlanta. Practice Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior YAHANNA.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. And no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King YAHUSHUA, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Shalom.